was no Asian American I could look up to. I found myself that I would not be able to.
Sometimes when people can't figure out how to make it right and funny, they're like, just do an accent with it.
For guys, it's Kung Fu star or math star, right?
Every young generation wants to do something new.
Now to be able to have the means and to say, I can create it, I can invent it, we should support that, we should be bold and create that, and just promote it.
This wonderful film that you directed.
Sure. Our film has over 60 plus interviews from actors, dancers, musicians,
comedians,
filmmakers, and just a lot of really influential people within the Asian American community trying to put their works out there. And our film is really about a generation finding its voice through media.
Awesome. All right. Gosh, how do we sum up 2 years worth of work into what the film is about? But pretty much, it's a very significant piece because it's never been done before. And, you know, on one hand, it explores how new media is really creating a platform for not just minorities, but also just anyone that has a talent or an idea, and there's no middleman, and they can just put this, you know, film or dance piece or whatever it is up on YouTube, and then everyone can see it. So it's still a very new space, but it's developed enough that we're starting to see the power of it. And so it's been a great journey documenting everything, and especially from a minority's perspective, and seeing that there are places that we can put our talents. So with that said, we're going to show some excerpts from the film, and then thereafter have a quick Q&A with these lovely people, and then move on to our beautiful panelists. Okay?
These are some clips from different parts of the film, so it's not in chronological order, but it's just more so you guys can get a better.
And I remember even watching MTV with like my sisters, and if there was just an Asian in a commercial, just walking by, we'd be like, hey, that dude's Asian, and we would get hype on him just because there was an Asian on TV who wasn't even doing anything.
I was never aware of the limits until I went out there and I realized, oh gosh, like here's the box I'm supposed to fit in, like just show up, get a Polaroid taken and say these few words. That's when I felt like token Asian, you know what I mean? Asians in their 20s, now fit in this box.
What that promotes is being able to frame someone else's figure in an easily classifiable sort of box. Like Asian is this, as opposed to Asian is this, and this, and this.
I remember always being on set and I was the token Asian, you know? And it would be in a music video, oh, token Asian. Or my description on my sheet would be Asian girl. Yeah, that's definitely me.
There are certain stereotypes that every single race and culture has, but you know, everybody's a little bit different. I guess I'm not what you call a typical Asian, you know. I'm loud, I'm outspoken.
Let me tell you something. What if I'm a bitch? I'm straight. Every day I wake up, I'm sore.
You know, sometimes I wear my shoes in the house, not all the time.
We have some characters and we have interesting types, but you don't see very many leading role characters, especially, you know, on the pilot season. I've been going out for a lot of pilots, but it's not going to be a lead role.
But generally speaking, the conception of me is we are still the model minority, which is actually a negative thing. It means we're really smart, we're really meek, and we're really funny.
Okay, Takashi, what do you got?
Well, I think I have a thrush.
What the fuck is a thrush?
It's thrush.
Oh, well, see, I got 2 seconds, and 2 seconds beats a thrush.
Oh, thank you.
Where do you keep the good games?
What?
You keep the good ones in back for the VIPs.
There's nothing that's not out here. We're not holding out on the end.
I guess what my issue with this is they think, oh, well, you know, it's only that.
It's getting a little chilly in here, Yoko. I could use some warming up.
At your service.
Good. Can we get started this millennium?
The history of Western culture
of sort of putting the Asian female into very specific dual roles. It's either submissive, like sort of geisha, submissive, like sexually, like completely subservient type, or the complete opposite, the dragon lady, like, you know, right? Those are the only two.
Every single other race, their threshold for comedy and the boundaries that you can push is very, very high. Fellas, when you wake up in the morning, you should look yourself in the mirror and say, fuck you. Fuck your hopes, fuck your dreams, fuck your plans, fuck everything you thought this life was gonna bring you. Now let's go out there and try to make this bitch happen. Like, when we took writing classes at UCB, white people, black people, Hispanic people cuss on a regular basis. Because they're not trying to cuss on purpose, they're just portraying realistic life where people cuss.
Even my parents give me a lot of stuff. I mean, they give me like, you know, they're like, why are you talking about this? Like, because we're a different generation than our parents. Dad, what are you doing?
Look at what I found in your room. Drugs! Swords! Drugs! Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't going to do them. Why are you wearing a samurai suit? Because it's on the old family. I'm going to kill myself.
So my parents aren't giving me like smack about what I'm doing, then I'm doing something wrong. I need to like push the boundary, but I do it in a very like humorous way.
I'm not some cute puppy, okay, JB? I don't mind being called adorable because no one wants to date the adorable guy. No one wants to hook up with the adorable guy. No one's ever like, oh my god, you're so adorable. Let's fuck. No one.
You can talk about it and make fun of it, and not cross the line, but still cause a discussion that people, you know, can engage in.
It's just funny, I actually got a comment from somebody and she wrote, I have to unsubscribe from you because you are too biased. And in my mind, I was like, you're stupid. You know, like, what comedian isn't biased? When have you ever heard of a middle ground comedian? You know, an opinion is there for a reason because we're either going to go one way or the other.
Do you know why I watched the first Twilight movie? Because my girl at the time made me go. Do you know why we broke up? Because she made me watch Twilight. So I thought the movie was good, yeah? No, and it's over between us. Get out. For those of you who have not seen any of the Twilight movies, let me summarize for you in a few seconds. Don't watch the movie, just watch this. Turn into a vampire. No. Turn into a vampire. No. Turn into a vampire. I'm sorry, turn into a... No.
For example, if I were to talk about a topic and I said, well, there's merits on both sides, who the hell would care?
You know, before you go to TV and take a picture to TV and to movies, you have to pay all this money. But, you know, YouTube just basically cut that all out and put directly to, you know, the consumers.
Life is always good in that Cabo, baby.
A lot of people are building their own companies, building their own film teams like Wong Fu. You have a lot of musicians who are like making careers touring the world, like Clara, and it's really empowered the independent artists into becoming entrepreneurial.
I mean, it's letting you grow a fan base without labels stealing all your money or, you know, like, it's basically letting individuals everywhere start their own little businesses.
It was just, like through Yellow Fever, through that shirt that he wore, it was our first taste of what product placement could do, I guess. And we kind of gave it a try on our own brand, and then it worked well, and things just kind of continued from there.
Wes is a graphic designer, maybe he should make a t-shirt on wearing. And then so I wore it in a short that we made called Just a Nice Guy, and within as soon as we put it out, people were asking for the shirt, and we started selling the shirt, and a lot of people were buying it, and we started making more designs, and the brand just grew from there, and that really gave us the financial freedom to get away from the weddings for our friends and stuff like that, and we could just focus completely on Wong Fu. So that really helped out a lot, just the fans supporting us through our merchandise.
With KevJumba, I love Kev to death. He was on a red carpet for collaboration. I understand he has all these girl fans going crazy. And then I saw these young guys, like 7th, 8th grade, and they were like can I get a hug, please? Can I just get one hug? It was like, I watched all your videos. You're my older brother. Please, like, I need a hug. Like, you were my hero. I was like, whoa, this is more than just like, hey, can I get an autograph?
It's like the idea of like celebrity where it's like, okay, someone's walking down the street and like people are all like swarming them, sort of like Beatles style. It's like you have situations, and we've run into it, where it's like someone recognizes us on the street, they run over like, oh my gosh, you can take a picture, and they're going nuts over it, and 10 people around them like, what the hell is going on? Who is this guy?
The Philippines was like the craziest experience for us, like fan-wise, because like they treat ABDC contestants like celebrities, like real talk. They had to kind of lie to security guards, hold hands like this so that we could walk through the path. And girls were just like running face first into their hands, clotheslining themselves to try and like get a hug or like a picture or like something signed. Like that was intense.
Everywhere I go, I play one of the least favorite songs I like singing right now because I'm so tired of it, but I know it's their favorite because as soon as it comes on, it's called I Just Want You. Boom. Something like I said to you. It's like everyone starts singing like immediately. Everywhere I go, it's nuts. It's like Virginia, New Jersey, Florida, wherever. And that's because of YouTube.
Well, that was a good. And yeah, the entire movie is like 80 minutes long, and it has really interesting stories, personal stories of like struggles, difficulties, and successes that these people went through, and hopefully, yeah, you guys can gain inspiration from it too.
Cool, so we have a few quick questions for the team here. We're going to start with Farah, my partner in crime. I think one of the most common questions we get is how in the world do we get over 60 of the most talented Asian Americans into our documentary?
It was lots of begging and favor asking. That is honestly what we did. Luckily, before all this happened, Kane and I, we were in our own way involved with the entertainment community. Kane was putting on his first, or San Diego's first ever Asian American showcase at UCSD called Minorities. And as for me, I was working for Korea's largest entertainment website that was in English at that time. And through those two, I guess, jobs that we had, we ended up meeting a lot of people, and soon after, I helped introduce Julie into the world of entertainment journalism, and she started working for Packram. And through Packram, she made her own connections, and Ramel loves going out to events to support the Asian American community, and so he would meet people, and all of us just basically used our connections to ask them, hey, we need to put this reel together to get at least some money for this documentary to happen. And honestly, we thought it was going to be an easy, maybe 20 people documentary, but next thing we know, we interview one person, and they're like, oh, did you get that person? Oh, what about this person? Oh, we'll connect you. And the community just really got together and helped us make this come to life.
And surprisingly, even though it's such a small community, still there are a lot of movers and shakers out there. So we were very blessed to have most of them in our film. And yeah, it's just really, I mean, there was some begging for some parts, but a lot of people took time out of their busy lives. And for example, Wenda Fong, who's the VP of Alternative Programming at Fox, who's in charge of So You Think You Can Dance, American Idol, and all these other things, just invited us to her house and let us film her. And so we've been very, very blessed that the community is so supportive. Yeah. Okay, turning to Ramel. I think something that everyone wants to know is, what was the biggest challenge that you came across editing your first feature film, especially with over 100 hours of footage?
I think that one of the biggest challenges was trying to find us like the stories within all the people that we interviewed. So a lot of people had a lot of kind of like the same things to say, but you trying to find who said it the best and putting that all together was probably like the biggest challenge for us.
And we had a lot of universal themes, and it was really interesting to see that a lot of people felt the same way about certain things. But what was most interesting is the stories that came out of it, and everyone had a really unique experience, so that was good. And Kane, what do you hope to accomplish with this film?
Well, going into this documentary, we basically had 3 goals. We wanted to educate the community and outside the Asian community as well about Asian American, the stories and how people are like getting up there and entertainment and stuff like that. So to educate and then to inspire young Asian Americans who aren't really sure what they want to do, but they're interested in the arts. So putting everything together, putting all these artists together is a showcase, you know, like saying these people can do it, you know, these people did it, and then hopefully it gives people hope and inspiration to go for it as well. And with the education and inspiration, we just basically hope to empower everyone to just, you know, go for it and support each other and help each other out and create art. So.
Cool. And with that, we're going to bring our panelists up. So thank you, Farah and Noel, for being here.
Hi, everybody. Shout outs to that guy Elijah right there. He's the funniest guy in the world.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Okay. All right. Jeez, everything's breaking around me. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.